I seem to have this happen quite a bit. I think this controller and the game pack are both just really old. It's really dusty in there. I should probably clean it. Let's try it again. I think this is better. The audio is really weird though. It's like a lot higher on the left side than the right side. Whatever, we're not really using audio today. Okay. That's fine. So obviously I'm not using the GameCube today. Um, the perk of playing it in Pokemon Stadium is that you can play it at double or triple speed. Um, the quality isn't quite as good, but it is a Gen 2 system, so it does put everything in color, which is interesting. Um, but yeah, the graphics aren't quite as great as they are on the Game Boy player, but I mean, we're talking 8-bit first gen, like they can only be so good. You know, everything's pixels anyway. We have to wait a little bit for it to sync. Okay. And now this is the fun part. You can see down at the bottom, um, it has like 1, 2, and 3. 1 is regular speed, 2 is double, and 3 is triple speed. So because I have unlocked the game fully, um, it allows me to do that. I'm gonna turn the volume of the game down a little bit because it's not the most pleasant thing to listen to. Um, okay, let me put you first. So this is how I've been grinding the past few days because it's just so much faster. And like I could do triple speed, but it feels a little crazy. I feel like in order to counteract the chaos, I just need like lo-fi music playing in the background or something. I also need to teach Mute Ice Beam. Sometimes I feel like the Geodudes and stuff aren't even really worth fighting because they're only in their 20s. Let's see, where is Ice Beam? Ice Beam is TM 13. I'm pretty sure I haven't used it yet, so I should have TM 13. I am kind of regretting getting rid of some of these TMs because I thought Mew learned Recover naturally, but it doesn't in Gen 1, so the only recovery move I could teach it are draining moves like Mega Drain, Dream Eater, but I had Soft Boiled, but I got rid of it because I remember thinking to myself that if I was going to use the Soft Boiled TM, I could really only teach it to Chansey and she learns it naturally anyway, so I felt like it was a waste. But I could have used it on Mew, and I already got rid of it, so oops. But I do have the yellow cartridge, so I could play through yellow, get soft boiled on there, and then transfer. Well, no, you can't transfer items, so I could transfer the Mew, teach it, and then transfer it back, so if I had to. So my goal with the level ups is to get to at least 55 for Dragonair so that it will evolve. And then for everybody else, I would say a minimum of 50. Um, I feel like it's still underleveled, but it's not so severely underleveled that I'm gonna have to rely on items to carry myself through the whole thing. So I am using pretty fast Pokemon. I'm trying to think if any of these are an exception. I don't think so. I swapped out Machamp so that I could use Strength, but for the most part, all Pokemon that I'm using are pretty fast. I can't play for too long today because I'm going to a birthday party later. Um, so I'll probably play till about 5, and then I gotta skedaddle. No, don't paralyze me. Did you see that speed? 145? Sheesh. guess I put Firo first. Oh wait, Firo's out of power points. Never mind. Go heal up. It's not so bad. The music though. And suddenly it's Indigo. It's Indigo and then it's not. Not gonna lie, the music at double speed kind of slaps. Not bad. You strength. I don't really need to do this, but it just gives me access to more of the cave. You just got baited. Let's do that. Wee. I said, might as well go to the very beginning and start from there. Cause I'm gonna be in here a while. It's a good thing it missed. I wasn't sure if it had that move at that point. It sure do. I've been mostly grinding on this floor, but I wonder if there's a better floor for me to be on, because it seems like I'm not running into a lot of evolved Pokemon, and that's making this process a lot slower. I'm trying to total up the percentage of Pokemon that appear that are evolved. Golbat is. This is the first floor. I'm currently on the second floor, but I'm looking at the stats for the first floor. Um, Golbat is 5% of the time. Machoke is 4% of the time, so that's 9. Graveler is 5% of the time, so that's 14. And then Onyx is 30%, which brings me to 44. Oh, there's apparently Marowak in here too. So that brings it up to 45, because it's 1%. Um, I know Onyx isn't evolved, but it's at a higher level and it gives more XP, so. Okay, let's look at floor 2. Floor 2 is what I'm on right now. I think I'm on floor 3. so on the second floor, Golbat is 5%. And then Machoke is 5%, so that brings up to 10. Graveler is only 1%. That's 11. Onyx is 30. So that's 41, and then Marowak's 4%, so 45. So it's the same percentage of evolved to unevolved. It seems like unevolved Pokemon are more common. And then third floor, Golbat's 5%. Venomoth is 10%, so that's 15. Machoke is 5%, that's 20. Graveler's 5%, that's 25. Onyx is 20%, so it's 45. So evolved Pokemon are 45 across the board. It also explains why I haven't seen any Marowaks, because I've mostly been training on the third floor, where there's Venomoths but no Marowaks. So if I'm on this floor, this is the second floor, so Marowak is most common on this floor. Not that I really need it or like need to catch it or anything, but for Gyarados it's better to run into Marowak than Venomoth, because it's super effective, but I don't remember where this goes. I say Onyx is pretty common here. Part of me almost wants to put Machamp in front with the repel, but then Machamp would get a cut of that experience every time, and I'm not trying to train up Machamp, so it's like, is it worth it? Nah. The level 20 Mons or the pre-evolutions in this cave don't give a ton of XP, but it's still XP, so I'll take it. There's Marowak. Finding a lot of chokes now. Something interesting that I noticed too whenever I was trying to battle with my Pokemon on Red, I used them on Pokemon Stadium, and it seems to me that they're all holding an item. They don't have hold items in first gen, but it just kind of gives them one whenever they go to second gen. So a lot of them were holding berries, some of them were holding TMs. It was odd. I had never seen that before because I never played first gen before. Um, but if I ever do eventually end up transferring my Pokemon from Red to Gold and Silver, I might be bringing a ton of free items over. I don't know. So that'll be interesting. But for the sake of playing Pokemon Stadium, I'm probably going to have an entire living dex on Red and then an entire living dex on Gold and Silver. So, starting to run out of PowerPoints. I feel like, of course, now that I actually want to run into stuff, I'm not running into nearly as many Pokemon as I did before. Oof. Such a waste. It's so weird to me for Golbats to be rare. I feel like Golbats are never rare in like most places in most games, but in this cave there ain't a whole lot of them. This might not kill, but yeah. Nice. Now I can finally tell what color their HP is. 'I wonder, does Charizard ever learn flying moves? 46 I learned flamethrowers, that's nice. I mean, I guess I could teach it. Well, you can only teach it fly in yellow, actually. So it is incapable of learning any flying moves. I wonder what's higher, Charizard's attack or its special. They're about the same, actually. Considering teaching it Swords Dance, potentially. I think I'll teach Swords Dance to Scyther, otherwise, well, it doesn't even learn any bug moves. It's not even worth it. I was gonna say bug moves are pretty weak, so Swords Dance would be great, but it learns no bug moves, so there's that. 46, 45, 44. I wonder if Firo can learn any special moves, because it's got pretty much nothing against, like, rock Pokemon and stuff like that. I doubt that it can. You can teach it Toxic, Sky Attack, Rest, Substitute. Yeah, it really doesn't learn that many moves. Everything's normal or flying. Yeah, I'm at the end of what Firo can learn. I feel like for Gen 1, for the moveset that it has now, it's not too bad. I might teach it Sky Attack. Let me see if I can buy Sky Attack. I know I get it in this cave, but I don't want to waste it if I want to use it on more Pokemon. Right, it is TM43. Yeah, Sky Attack. It looks like I can only get it once. And I can only get it at Victory Road. So I need to choose wisely who I give it to. Let me see what the birds learn, because I'm pretty sure they all learn it naturally. Let's see, Articuno only learns Peck, Ice Beam, Blizzard, Agility, and Mist. I know that it does well with Mind Reader and Blizzard, but I don't think Mind Reader even exists yet. It can be taught Sky Attack, but it doesn't learn it naturally. It can be taught Fly, so honestly I might replace Peck with Fly. Considering Firo has Drill Peck, it might be a waste to teach it Sky Attack. And I mean, like, both Fly and Sky Attack are two-turn moves, so it's just a matter of, like, do you want one that's really powerful or one that's pretty powerful? Its accuracy is 90, but Fly's accuracy is 95. But Sky Attack does almost double the damage. It's 140 versus. No, it is double. It's 140 versus 70. Say, is this the way out? I think it is. I don't want to leave yet, but when it's time. It goes so fast I barely have time to drink anything. I would like to get rid of Fury Attack. His accuracy is not that great. It's not that powerful. I suppose I could teach my Fiero, like takedown or double edge or something like that. Double edge is an accuracy of 100, but takedown's only 85. And then I could teach it something like Rage. I believe the only way to get it to stop using Rage is by switching out. It just doesn't learn much. And I feel like some of these moves are kind of pointless to teach a Pokemon like Vero that doesn't have great defense. So it's like Rest, for example. If I'm going to use Rest, first of all, I don't have that many hit points, and then my defense isn't very good. So if I'm going to forcefully put myself to sleep, I better make sure that I have the defense to back it up. But Firo doesn't. So I'm running out of hit points across the board. Or not hit points, power points. Okay, Barrow is out. Paralysis is so annoying. I'm just gonna go ahead and heal up. I had a feeling it would do that. Considering it has self-destruct and explosion, there's a pretty likely chance it's going to 50-50 use one or the other. The last one's harden, like rock throw. Or earthquake. Just to make sure no shenanigans happen, I am going to save. I usually turn the speed down to save because I've had some shenanigans happen before where it, like, wasn't seeing the cartridge very well and just... I don't know if it's because it just wasn't connected very good or it's because of the speed, but I just slow it down to save it because it gives me anxiety. my Electrode's supposed to learn Explosion at some point. Unless it just sticks with Self-Destruct. Yeah, there's Explosion at 50, so... Or replace Self-Destruct with that. It's 170 versus 130. Of course, I don't use Explosion very often. It's kind of a last-ditch effort, but... Actually, if I'm gonna train, it would be better for me to be on the other floor. Because on this floor I run into Marowaks, and I can't do anything against Marowak with what I've got, so... It'd be better if I'm on this floor so that I can run into Venomoth. And there it is. This is good. Looks like Golbat's giving the most XP. I was gonna say another place that's probably good to grind up is Cerulean Cave, but I can't get in there until I beat the champion, so... I hadn't really thought about it yet, but I'm trying to decide what to use for Crystal after I beat Red, because we are close to beating the game. So, when I played it as a kid, I mean, I mostly just used the legendaries and, like, my starter. My starter was always Typhlosion for Gen 2, so I think I might actually go with Meganium or Feraligatr. I almost never pick the grass starter for any generation, but I actually like Meganium. I think it's cute. It learns pretty decent moves. It's bulky. Um, and in Gen 2, speed isn't so broken. So, I think I might actually try Meganium. And then, I'm trying to think of what else to use. I want to try to use only Gen 2 Pokemon, so I don't know if I get 2 Eevees. If I do get 2 Eevees, I would like to use Espeon and Umbreon, because I never really used them in any of my playthroughs in the past. I did in Pokemon Coliseum, of course, because they force you to, but, you know. Chinchou and Lantern are really good. I really like using Pokemon that don't have a lot of weaknesses. Oh, I can breed. I forgot about that. And I do have a Ditto on my silver version already, so I could just transfer that over if I needed to. mean, honestly, by the time I get to Gen 2, I can just do a full evolution team. And then, just have, like, all the evolutions in my starter. Yeah. Yeah, I could catch a Ditto if I needed to. And then for my flyer, like, Noctowl's not great, so I might see if I could go with Skarmory, actually, or Murkrow. Probably one of those. Zatu. Yeah, I forgot about that one. Skarmory had move pool issues. I mean, the only decent move that I can think of that it learns is Steel Wing. Jeremiah was trying to breed a Skarmory with egg moves because he couldn't get any good flying moves on it, I think was the issue. So he was gonna breed it with a Fearow so that it would have Drill Peck. And then if I have Espeon and Umbreon, I don't really need Murkrow. There's another Dark. Yeah, no flying moves except Drill Peck, so, and that's an egg move. Um, and then there's Mischievous. I always picked Gengar over Mischievous. Um, but if I'm sticking with Gen 2 Mons, I could try that. In Crystal, it can use Sky Attack. That's cool. I say, I'm pretty sure there's a move deleter in the game. I have to be careful about teaching my Pokemon Crystal only move sets because I'm eventually going to transfer them to my Silver version and use them in Pokemon Stadium. And if they have Crystal only move sets, then I can't trade them. So I'll just have to make sure I look up their moves and stuff whenever I'm going through it. And then I'm trying to think of who else I like from Gen 2. I really like Quagsire. That's a good one. Very bulky, very strategic. Only has one weakness. Oh, and Tyranitar too. I really like Tyranitar, but I've used Tyranitar a lot in my playthroughs, so I might use him, but would I try something different? Yeah, I use Crobat all the time. That's definitely a good one. I think I might actually try to use Scizor and Steelix. Um, I haven't used either of those, I think, when I played Silver in the past. Um, I think it was one of those things where it's like I was always conserving my metal coats, and I just never ended up using them. Um, so this time I will actually use my metal coats. Um, I don't know how many I get. I have a feeling that I only get one. If that's the case, then I think I'll do Scizor, because I like the idea of having a bug Pokemon. I don't think I would use both Scizor and Steelix, because, I mean, I don't need that many Steel Pokemon, especially if I also have Skarmory. Um, and then if I'm gonna have Meganium, like, I'm gonna have a very fire, uh, weak team. uh, but if I have Quagsire, then, that deals with fire types. Oh, and Kingdra. I really like Kingdra too, but then then I would have too many water Pokemon on the team. Um, But yeah, Kingdra's another one that has very, very few weaknesses. I think its only weakness is Dragon, and that's it, I believe. Because even Electric is neutral to it because of its Dragon typing. Yeah, I wouldn't use Skarmory and Scizor, I would pick one or the other. I like to have a variety. Or it might end up being one of those things where it's like, I have both a Skarmory and a Scizor, but not both of them in my party at all times. Togetic? Togetic's not bad, but I actually don't think it learns Fly, does it? Togekiss is, like, great, but I think in Gen 2, Togetic is not that great. Oh, it does learn Fly? Okay. I might just need to kind of, like, scroll through their Pokédex and see. Can learn Flamethrower from the move tutor? That's so random. Gligar. Gligar's not bad. That's one that I never really used. I would use Forretress, but it doesn't learn any bug moves. Let's just look at the Pokédex, shall we? Take them to later games, you can evolve them. That's true. I don't know, is there a way to transfer? Is there a way to transfer from Gen 2 to Gen 3? I'm not positive that there is. I think you can, but I've never done it myself. I know there's a way to go from Gen 3 to 4, because if you have the old style DS, you just put the Gen 4 cartridge in the back and then the Gen 3 cartridge in the bottom. So it like transfers it through the same system. Um, but the other thing too is I don't think I have. I can get pin missile from egg moves. Okay. Um, I don't think I have a way to stream fourth gen from the cartridge. Um, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to emulate those because the old DS and the 3DS, neither of them have any kind of a video output cable connection. The only way that I've seen that you can do it is people actually solder like an HDMI connection to their DS and they have to like open it up and like do all that wiring and stuff. Like I would have no idea how to do that. Um, so it is technically possible, but they don't just like sell equipment to do it. Modded DSs, yeah. So I would have to go that route in order to do it. And like, I think there's a way to, like, connect your DS to your computer and get them to read each other, but I don't know. I'll explore that when I get there. I forgot how to get out of here. Let's see. There's Centret and Ferret. Ledian is not that great. Ariados actually isn't bad. Um, oh, I forgot about Ampharos. I've used Ampharos in the past. Amphi is S++ tier. I forgot there's also all of the baby Pokemon in this generation, so like Pichu, Cleffa, Igglybuff, Togepi, um, Smoocha, Magby, Elekid. There's also Marill and Azumarill. I love using Azumarill in later generations because first of all, it's part fairy. Um, there was the fact that it could have huge power, so its attack was doubled. And then it has naturally high attack anyway, and it's bulky because it has high HP. So like, my Azumarill was an absolute monster. That and Diggersby, like anything with huge power is just disgusting. So, but in Gen 2, it's just water, it's good. It's still fine. It's not bad. Let's see. There's also Blossom, Sudowoodo, Politoed, Jumpluff. I've never liked using Jumpluff. It is so frail. Um, there's Apom. Okay. Sunflora is also meh, okay. Yanma's okay. I really like Quagsire. Espeon and Umbreon are like whatever is above S tier if that exists. um, Murkrow. Slowking's not bad. Mischievous, Unknown. Wobbuffet. Wobbuffet can be difficult. I feel like you have to know movesets really well. Um, like, if you have a guide, like, the guide can just show you what your opponent's moves has, but, especially when you're battling real people, it's like, it's not so great when you're battling real people, because they can usually figure out how to get around Wobbuffet's gimmicks. Macargo? I I like Macargo because I think it's cute, but oh my god, it's so frail, and it has so many weaknesses. I think it has as many, if not more, weaknesses than Aggron does. So yeah, it's a frail little boy. Giraffrig's okay, Fortress is okay, Dunsparce is it's Dunsparce. Um, Gligar, Steelix, Snubbull, and Granbull. Granbull is okay. Um, okay, only 4 weaknesses, but yeah, 2 of them are 4 times weak, so that's a lot. Um, Snubbull and Granbull are okay in 2nd gen. Granbull gets a lot better once it takes on the fairy typing, but for now it's just kind of mediocre. Um, Quillfish, meh. I feel like Gen 2 introduced a lot more single evolution Pokemon, which, I mean, eventually later get an evolution, but for Gen 2, they're just kind of okay. Shuckle, Heracross. I like Heracross, especially because it learns Mega Horn, so it's like finally a decent bug move. Um, Also, it learns a bunch of fighting moves. Sneasel is really good, but you don't get Sneasel till Victory Road, um, so that's quite a ways through the game in order to use it. Teddiursa and Ursaring aren't bad. Granbull's great because of high attack, yeah. And the nice thing about normal Pokemon is there is only one thing that's good against them, and then normal is just kind of neutral to everything else except, like, Rock and Ghost. Swinub and Piloswine, they're not bad. Good ice type. Corsola, it's alright. Remoraid and Octillery, I really like using Octillery. I've used it in the past, so I don't want to use it again for my next coming playthrough, but I don't know what Octillery's special attack is, but I always felt like mine did a lot of damage. Um, and it's nice that it learns Octazooka, so it has a chance to bring accuracy down. Delibird, Mantine, Skarmory, Houndour, and Houndoom are good. They're a little frail, but they have pretty decent attack. Kingdra, Phanpy, Donphan, Porygon 2, Stantler, Smeargle, Tyrogue, Hitmontop, Smoochum, Elekid, Magby, Miltank, Blissey. Blissey's a good one. I don't know if Blissey has more HP than Snorlax, or if it's like pretty close. And then there's Raikou, Suicune, Entei, Tyranitar, Lugia-Ho-Oh, so. I wonder how it says you obtain Celebi. It probably says event only. Yeah. Crystal, it says you can get Celebi in the Ilex Forest. Let me read the details. I don't know how that works. I didn't know that you get Celebi in Crystal. It was an event? Yeah. I don't think this website is specific enough. But I'll probably go through and figure out, like, what type coverage I need, and then kind of base the Pokemon that I pick off of those type coverages. I do want to use Espeon and Umbreon because they're so great, and I never really used them in previous playthroughs. So that covers my Psychic type and my Dark type. Who should I put next? I'll do Fira. Celebi can be obtained in the DS game, like in the Virtual Console version. Virtual Crystal. That's interesting. And I guess it would be considered legit because you can trade from the Virtual Console and put it in bank or home. So you can get a Game Shark and give yourself the mystery item. Yeah, I mean I could. I guess if I'm on a mission to complete the Pokédex, I might have to do that then. And well, there wouldn't be a way for me to get it from Pokebank to my gold, silver, crystal cartridges, so I'm afraid it might not be possible. Unless I do, like, cheat the event item. It's so nice I don't have to worry about sturdy. Ooh, that hit hard. When am I leaving? I'll probably log off at about 5-ish. Um, yeah, we're gonna leave at about 5. So, we're pretty much ready to go. Gonna go to a birthday party. Yeah. I bought a gift, but I only had one shipping option and it didn't tell me like how long it would take. It just said free shipping and I'm like, okay, I guess I can't expedite it even if I wanted to. Um so it says it's supposed to get there tomorrow, but oh well. Didn't mean to use that, but oh well. Still killed. I'm probably gonna level up my Pokemon on the way to the party too. 'Cause it's like an hour and a half drive, so. But I'm not driving, so. Hmm. I would totally use Fury Attack if I could equip King's Rock, but it's no hold items. So it's not so great, but that's what I have. Hmm. I think after I beat the Indigo Plateau, I'll just catch Mewtwo, and then that'll probably be it for Red. And then after Scarlet and Violet, I'll come back and revisit it, and then start working on the living Pokédex. Go catch everything that I hadn't caught yet. Evolve everything I need to evolve. You know, teach them all the TMs I want them to have, so they're actually usable. I think Firo might be the first to reach 50. I wish I had a counter so I could see how many wild Pokemon I'd run into today. I feel like it's a lot. Nice. Let me see how much it gives me. Nice 788. Let's see, Golbat's 5% on every floor, so. And I think Golbat's giving me the most uh, experience. So many Geodudes. Dang. It's good damage. There's a Golbat. Experience, please. When Mew's cry is sped up, it sounds just like Starmie. I wonder if, and like I've noticed when Mew is sent out and its HP is low, its cry sounds just like Ghastly. Um, so I wonder if the different Pokemon cries are created by just like taking the same soundbite and speeding up and slowing it down. Still have 8 drill pecks yet left, and I'll use them all till they're gone. I had a feeling it would do that. I don't really have a lot of choices. Oof. I thought Rage would do a lot more than that by now, but it doesn't seem to be going up by that much. Not at the same rate that, like, rollout goes up, where it basically doubles every time. This just doesn't go up by that much. I forgot that's a normal move. Let's get out of here. Okay, well, I'm thinking about it. Alright. And then... who's the lowest? I think probably Charizard. Not bad. It's like in some ways, Cinnabar Island is almost a better place to train because the Pokemon are consistently level 30 or above, but here it's like sometimes they're above 40, sometimes they're below 30, like it's just kind of a mixed bag. I think level 40 Pokemon are more common in Victory Road, but you can get unlucky and get a whole string of unevolved Pokemon like all in a row, and it feels like you're just wasting your power points at that. So I do learn Flamethrower at 46, so that should be this next level. Woohoo! That should help a little bit. Ooh. I think Venomoth is pretty high in special attack and special defense, so that'll get me some more EVs for Charizard, because I feel like its special attack is just not that great right now. I don't really need to undo these locks, but it gives me something to do, and I run into Pokemon while I'm doing it. And the odds of running into high level Pokemon is. Oh, did I just screw up? The odds of running into a high level Pokemon um, are the same on every floor. I did not mean to do that. I want to switch out, but it seems that I can't even do that, so we're gonna be stuck here for a while. There's a cat behind me. Like, I should get more critical hits because I'm faster, but... Oh boy. This is what I meant to do before. There we go. It has such low special defense that even though it's not very effective, it doesn't really matter. Gizmo, can I move my leg, please? My leg's falling asleep. You gonna fall off my lap? Nice. So Charizard was kind of lagging behind all the others, but now it's finally getting up to speed. I know that Machoke's special defense is probably lower than its defense, but I'm trying to save the fire moves for rock Pokemon. Be really great if I could run into some evolved Pokemon. I guess once Dragonair evolves, we'll technically have 3 flying Pokemon on my team. Sometimes I forget that Gyarados is part flying. Let's see if I can kill it. I flinched. A low kick has a high flinch ratio. Or flinch chance, I guess I would say. Who needs it the most? I guess I'll give it to Firo, that way we can switch it in for um, Dragonair. That didn't do as much as I thought it would. Nice thing about grinding up on a system instead of using the handheld is that I'm not wasting battery life. Not to mention the speed up feature. Ooh. Yay! Alright, let's swap you out. We're all about at 47, so put you there. Okay, I do need to go. I have to get ready to go. I wasn't sure if it was gonna make me save at a Pokemon Center, but I think I'm good. Cool. So I still feel like the levels of the volume are very split. Yeah, it's like sometimes it's going in more one side than the other side. It's weird. I don't think it was made for stereo. Is round 1 different than round 2? I don't think so. Alrighty then. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and leave this here. I'm probably not gonna stream for the rest of today because I'm gonna be at a party. I will stream tomorrow though. I have some things I need to do, but if you're following, you'll get the notification of when I'm on. But I'm gonna try to finish leveling up today so that I don't have to do any leveling tomorrow, and then attempt to beat the Elite Four in Champion with all level 50-ish Pokemon. So we'll see how that goes. Sometimes the AI can be stupid, and we can use that to our favor. So, anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for coming out, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.